name is Niki Ellis. I'm an occupational physician and I'm presenting a keynote address on the second day of the conference. I'm the CEO of a new organisation in Victoria, which is the Institute for Safety, Compensation and Recovery Research. I'm going to be speaking on futures in occupational health and safety, and I'm going to be presenting some work that we did at the Institute which talked about health and safety in 2035. Well, Dame Carol Black's report came out in 2008 and she was really quite damning of occupational health and safety. I thought she was very brave and it was terrific that somebody said that. And I think the situation is exactly the same in Australia. OHS has been very inward looking. I think it's been in decline in recent years, and I think that the issues that we have to deal with have changed quite a lot, and frankly speaking, I'm not sure that we've kept up. So one of the biggest problems, I think, is the issues that we are dealing with are very different. In the past, it mainly was injury, and you could see quite clearly what the causes were. You could work out what needed to be done. But now we're dealing with more complicated problems which have multiple causes. So we're dealing with psychological problems, we're dealing with musculoskeletal disorders. These aren't simply due to work-related factors. It's a combination of factors at work, factors within people themselves, as well as factors outside work. So we need to start to think differently, we need to be more outward-looking, we need to work with other agencies if we're going to solve those problems. Well, I'm hoping that I will open people's minds a bit. I mean, it was a fascinating project that we did. What we did was, first of all, in futures work, you have to step outside your worldview. You have to step outside all the preconceptions that you have at the moment. You have to encourage the people that you're working with in the sector to put aside what they understand is the way things work today, and to really open up to what the trends might be for the future and what impact that might have on occupational health and safety and workers' compensation. So we started out by saying, well, here's this domain, safety, compensation and recovery, and we want to know about the future. So we embarked on a futures initiative which was really quite far-reaching. We started off with a scan of the literature which had 1 million articles in it, and we worked with innovative IT people who are experts in data text mining to be able to wrestle that down into 11 subject areas, and from that eventually we got 9 issues which are going to be important trends for the future, and then we used that to have some discussions around those. So what I'll be presenting in this conference is that futures work. What was the result of that massive kind of literature review? What came out of the online blogs that we ran, and then where did we go with that in terms of describing scenarios for 2035? One of the things that came out of it that's really interesting is the research world and the policy making world are just so far apart. And we've got a real problem here, because we know from the health sector that really only about 10% of research actually gets picked up and used, which is really a staggering figure. And that's why ISCRR has been established, to see if we can change that. So when we talked to the policymakers in the Futures Conferences and said, if this is what you think the future is going to be like, what kind of research do you need now? What they all said they wanted was intervention research. They wanted research that said this will work well, this isn't working well. And they also wanted research around performance measurement. What are the best indicators that we should be using to measure our effectiveness? Occupational health and safety has a woeful track record in evaluation. We really need to lift our game in this area, and that's one of the things that I'll be talking about, and that's really something that we at ISCRR are very passionate about.